All right, good morning and welcome to this Monday, April 27th, 2020 edition of the etcdadm office hours. A couple of things on the agenda this morning. I just pressed the mute button by accident. I would appreciate it if you could let me know if you can hear me, although I assume you can because otherwise, hey, Justin.
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Couple things on the agenda this morning. One is a user reported an issue building or rather getting etcdadm, and I think it's going to take a little bit of investigation figuring out what the issue is. It looks like it varies with Go versions. Something to do with Go modules, possibly with etcd moving repos. There's an issue for that. But anyway, in the meantime, building with the make file seems to work reliably. So I have a PR to update the README to recommend that as opposed to go get. And someone just I think yesterday or 2 days ago opened an issue for adding configuration or adding a flag to support a separate metrics URL. That seems like a good idea. I have some questions in the issue, so if anybody wants to leave a comment there, that'd be great. I can go into some detail after. There's one sort of outstanding action item on me, which I haven't had a chance to work on, which is getting binaries for the GitHub releases. I guess I'd definitely be happy to have some help, or I'm not sure if I need to sort of automate the pipeline, or maybe something manual is okay for now. But yeah, and I think that's mostly it. There was a request it was about a month ago from someone interested in contributing to etcdadm for Google Summer of Code through the CNCF. There was a proposal. There's a proposal and a PR. I'll add a link to that, but I haven't heard back, unfortunately, since then. Let me put a link. It looks like it's still open, so I don't know, unfortunately, what the status of that is. Google Summer Code. Yeah. etcdadm cluster. It was etcdadm plus cluster API integration. Yeah, that is what I had on the agenda. And maybe like cluster API, we should have a. I forgot about this until now, but if you are new and you would like to introduce yourself, you don't have to, but if you would like to,
Sure.
Now's your time.
Hi Daniel, I'm Arjun. So I'm working out of India, and I'm just new to the whole cluster API special interest group. So I'm just looking around as well. How can I contribute? What can I contribute? Yeah, that's it.
Welcome, Arjun. So yeah, so etcdadm, and then cluster API, and then kubeadm, right? They're all sub-projects of the lifecycle or cluster lifecycle SIG. And yeah, we would like etcdadm to play well with cluster API eventually. In fact, that's what this this summer of code proposal was about, developing a what's called a control plane manager in cluster API that would use etcdadm to manage and what's called I guess an external etcd cluster. That is an etcd cluster that where the etcd members aren't co-located with the Kubernetes control plane replica. So.
And I believe in this case, cluster API would be bringing up the nodes required in the specified cloud provider, right? And or that would be part of etcdadm.
That would definitely, the infrastructure part would definitely be in the cluster API. So that would be delegated to the infrastructure provider. etcdadm would play, it would fit into that puzzle in the same way that kubeadm fits in for the control plane replicas today. So yeah. Anyway. I mean, I can go on. I'm happy to talk about that. But I don't know if this is the right place. I don't know if Justin, if you had any questions or comments or anything. I mean, I didn't want to just go off into cluster API land for a while.
No. I don't have any questions actually. It's quite clear. I read the roadmap before joining this meeting. So. And I did attend a meeting, cluster API meeting, where I saw how things are going over there. So I have a fair idea how things are going. Yeah.
Yeah. I have a So for Justin, I don't know if you have any opinions on the whole go get. I guess versus building with make. Are you okay with recommending building with make for now? So like cloning the repo and then building with it does impose more build dependencies. On the other hand, I just need some time, I think, to figure out what the go get issue is. It looks like I wasn't able to reproduce it on my machine. Or it works on my machine with Go 112, but the person that reported it was able to reproduce it with Go 112 and 114 on a fresh, I guess, on a couple of versions of Ubuntu. So it's hard to say. So there's something with the modules, I think, some kind of problem with the.
Yeah, I'll have a look, see if I can reproduce it. I've definitely seen stuff like this before, but nothing immediately springs to mind. Like why it would change between 112 and 114.
Yeah.
Or different people's machines.
Right. Yeah, and it makes me wonder whether it's, I don't know if it's been broken. I guess broken before. I think I was able to reproduce it as well with Go 113. Yeah. So there's I think that there's been an issue file for this for a long time. etcd moved repos, and etcdadm code still, I think, refers to the GitHub CoreOS etcd repo. So with modules, I think, you know, there might be a different meaning now to you know, one repo versus the other. Like, if I don't know if some module was removed, right? There's a whole I guess a module index, right, that gets published, and Go refers to that. Or anyway, sorry, I'm thinking out loud. But I wanted to update the README, since that is sort of the place where, you know, where users will go in the absence of binaries. So that's the other thing. I wanted to ask if, you know, is it sufficient for me to you know, tag and then build binaries locally for, you know, maybe a couple of architectures, or maybe just the one, maybe just Linux MD64, and just add that to the GitHub release? Is that, or do
to me, that's reasonable. People have recommended Go Releaser. I tried it and found it was not good. And I have one called ShipBot with a P,
Okay.
and which is like, it serves my needs, but isn't really a full solution. We also have this idea of putting artifacts into like the staging and release Kubernetes buckets, which I think would be good. It's probably less important for these binaries, but maybe if they're going to run on the server, it could get important. And if you can get an automated build going, that's great. I think Cloud Build is the one that's currently tacitly we're nudging people towards, but I don't think there's any hard requirement that you Google Cloud Build, but I don't think there's any requirement that you do so.
Okay.
I think it's absolutely fine to get started using get started using manual builds. The one we haven't tried, which I think might be interesting, is GitHub Actions, which may, of course, have a reasonable integration there.
So there's Google Cloud Build, and there's GitHub Actions. Okay.
And yeah, or if you want to run on your machine, or you could use Go Releaser, or I'm happy to show you how ShipBot works.
ShipBot, okay.
I should have rethought that name.
With a P.
With a P. Yes. I think we can easily get one of the things we should probably look at is getting, I don't know if we have it already, a project.
Oops. Looks like we lost Justin's video and audio.
I'm back. Am I back?
Oh, okay. You're back.
I'm not turning on this time. It's Zoom is not good on the web, apparently, or not good on my machine. Anyway, we should get a working group K8s infra project, which will give us a registry, like a Docker registry or container registry if we want one, and a bucket, like a GCS bucket, where we can put those artifacts, binary artifacts. And there are processes in process or in the process of being finalized for promotion of, I think the image artifact promotion is working, like container images is working. I'm finalizing, hopefully, the binary promotion. I don't think we have a way to then go to GitHub, but we could easily, or more easily, like try to figure one out. But there's almost too many options right now. I feel like if you want to just do a manual release, that's fine. I'd probably look at, if one of the things I was trying to do with COPS, for example, which has a mixture of binaries and releases and containers, is build it using the Cloud Build staging architecture from Working Group K8s Infra, and then promote those artifacts. So even though I promoted them manually, even though I uploaded them to GitHub manually, they were still built in an automated way.
I see.
So if I had a virus on my machine or whatever, you know.
I see. I see. And how would I get started with the infra cloud build? Is there?
Yeah, we just need to send a PR to the a Git repo whose name is
Okay.
github.com kubernetes/kates.io. Talk about naming. And in there should be, like I would search for, like, I guess SIG. I bet Cluster API has the most advanced setup, I think. So we should basically copy what Cluster API has done. But we send a PR to, it looks like infra GCP ensure staging storage sh would be the main one, maybe.
Ensure staging.
But if you search for like Cluster API, you can see there's a list of projects, and we just need to put our name in there, and then.
Okay. And so this would then get that triggered, and it would. Okay, I guess I don't know what this expects.
Yeah.
etcdadm.
Yeah. You mean what the name should be?
No. What I mean, what? So okay, so I will add this, and then presumably it will do something with the etcdadm repo. But what does it expect? Is it going to run make? Is it going to?
Yeah, it actually doesn't do that. It gives you it gives you the infrastructure in which you can do this in the in the CNCF stuff. So it gives you
okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Oh, I see. Okay, so I see. This is a script to create that. Got it.
And then you can, yes. Oh, actually, there are two. The top PR right now is a. I don't know. I'm trying to find a better example.
That's okay. I can just look at the history of this file and.
Yeah, and there are other things we also need to do at the same time. And we set up ourselves as the project leads as owners and on the created resources, and then we're able to go from there.
Okay. So add a staging project for kind. How about I do that, or I'll look at that PR. So, okay, if I do that, is there? I will be able to. So okay, add a staging project for kind. So at the end, there will be a binary at some URL.
You know what? Why don't I look at this and get this going, because I've done this a bunch of times, and or I've done more of the pieces a bunch of times. I haven't done it in modern times, so I can I can get us through the process of, well, the end result should be we have a staging and production. Well, we have a staging project where we can run cloud build jobs. I'll set up a Prow builder job, which will build our stuff. Do we have any Prow integration right now? I don't remember.
We do, yeah. We have a Prow integration for tests and so verifying and then running the end-to-end tests.
Cool. So yeah, so we'll just get from there. We'll just we'll add another Prow job that will basically build master and upload it to wherever you want, which will be in our case our staging GCS bucket. If we have images, we can push them to our staging registry, and then there's a richer process around promoting to a production bucket if we want to do that. I suggest for now we just take those artifacts and upload them manually to GitHub.
I see. Okay, so I see. Okay, and then upload manually from. So output is artifact staging bucket. Upload manually by uploading. Uploading. Okay, by uploading to GitHub. Okay. If you think you can, if you have some time to do that, I would appreciate it. I can. I'm happy to. If there's something that if there's something that we can work on in parallel there, I'm happy to do that too. So yeah, let me know.
I'm happy to get it going. I think the one you pointed at, by the way, the staging excuse me, the staging project for kind is probably the great example. That one. Like,
Okay.
I'm just going to copy that one as a starting point.
Okay. Okay. Great.
And then yeah, like create a job in Proud that uploads. I'll see what Ben did. I presume Ben did this. Yeah, he did. So I'll find out what job he did in Proud, and like, because we're pretty similar to kind, I think, in that we have binaries and containers, or potentially containers. So.
Okay. We already, so etcdadm already has and test Proud jobs. Okay. Great. I think that would be, yeah, I think, yeah, people are, people would, I think, like to see binaries in the release. So, so that, yeah, that would be a very good thing to have. Do you have any opinions, or does anybody have any comments on the metrics URL by any chance? If not, that's fine. There is, yeah, I think I've talked about this before. There's actually been a PR open for a very long time about renewing certificates. I'm going to ping the author and see if we can get that merged. I don't know if anybody, yeah, I was looking for feedback, I think, on that PR around having to restart the API server once the etcd certificate was updated. It wasn't absolutely clear, but it looked like the API server needs to be restarted. So, but I haven't gotten any feedback. So, and let's see. I think otherwise, oh, I guess there is one other issue that hasn't been triaged. Unable to select an IP from default routes. Sorry, let me. I guess I should share my. What am I doing here? Oh, I lost my Zoom, I think, or oh no, there it is. Okay. There we go. I think everything else is triaged, but this one I didn't see earlier. Failed to set initial advertised peer URLs. Interesting. I think so. etcdadm uses the same logic as kubeadm to determine the peer URLs, the default peer URLs, and it uses it looks at the default routes, I think, to figure out the external to figure out the address that that peers would find etcd on. So yeah, this is seems like a kind of bug. I don't know how. I think you should be able to work around this, but I will. What's the what is it? Investigation or needs investigation? How does that? Do you remember the command for that?
Can you click labels and see?
Oh, sorry, you're right. Yeah, I forget.
Needs evidence maybe,
evidence,
or needs well not is evidence.
Yeah, awaiting more evidence, or yeah. Let me see. Needs. I guess it's needs information. Okay.
Are you gonna ask for?
Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
And I'll just, I guess, just do that too. All right. So I'll follow up with this. So I think that's it. If you, Justin, if you can take a look at that PR for the README, that would be great.
Sure. I'll do that, and I'll do it. Yeah.
For some reason, I don't see it. That's
the one to use make, right?
Oh wait, it's already merged. Wait, what happened? How that was? Oh, okay. I'm sorry. So Luminar already reviewed it, and it was so. If Arjun and anyone else, if you're not aware, Luminar is sort of like the sort of the mysterious superhero of the Kubernetes community. He's I don't know how, but he manages to see everything that is happening. And okay, yeah. So this is thank you, Luminar. Okay, so never mind. The README has been updated. And okay, I guess I will. I'll check in with you. Maybe on Slack about, or on GitHub for the releasing. Yeah, let me know if I can be of help, because it was supposed to be assigned to me. So, but you've graciously volunteered to look at it. So
awesome.
Yeah, I think that's it. I don't know if there are any questions. I guess I can do maybe a little Q&A for a little bit. But otherwise, yeah, we can wrap up and get a half hour back.
I don't have any questions. So.
All right. Going once, going twice. All right. Thanks everybody for attending, and we'll see you back here in a couple of weeks.
Sure.
Stay safe, stay healthy, and yeah, find us on Slack if you have any questions. Take care.
Bye bye guys.